from DRDO, Director DSTA. Today I'll be, coordinating this program from the DRDO headquarters side. So we'll just wait for Chairman DRDO to join in a couple of minutes.
So, Professor Sahasrabudhe, big change in your ministry?
Yeah, big change. Always a lot of surprise elements when there are expansion or changes in the cabinet.
Yeah. All for the better.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, madam.
Very good afternoon, please.
So, sir, with your permission, shall I go ahead with the program?
Yeah. Please take Chairman AICT's approval also and then go ahead, please.
Professor Sahasrabudhe, may I take your permission to start the program?
Yeah, sure. Please.
Thank you, sirs. So, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to invite you to the launch of the program on MTech in Defense Technology. This joint collaboration between DRDO and AICTE is a humble beginning for generating interest and motivating the students, the future of our country, to pursue their careers in research and development in defense technology. So, at the outset, may I invite Colonel A. Srinath, Director P&AP, AICTE, to deliver the welcome address. Colonel A. Srinath.
Thank you, Madam. Honorable Chairman AICTE Professor Anil D. Sahasrabudhe, respected Chairman DRDO Dr. G. Satish Reddy, respected Chairman and Managing Director of Bharat Forge Limited, Shri Babasaheb Neelkant Kalyani ji, Director Generals, Directors and Scientists from DRDO, both serving and retired, Vice Chancellors, Directors of Technical Institutions and faculty members, the President and members of IDST, industry experts, and my dear friends. I extend a very warm welcome to all of you on the launch ceremony of the MTech course in Defense Technology. The curriculum for the course has been conceived with the joint efforts of AICTE and DRDO. The course is being offered in 6 specializations. That is combat engineering, combat vehicle engineering, aerospace technology, naval technology, communication systems and sensors, directed energy technology, high energy material technology. This course achieves great significance in the backdrop of our country's Atmanirbhar Bharat program and is expected to train young engineers to take on diverse challenges of defense research and defense production through facilities available in DRDO labs and also with the private sector units in the defense sector. This course would ultimately infuse interest in students, motivate them to pursue their careers in R&D for defense, and also to join hands with the defense PSUs and the industry. Overall, it's a good opportunity for young engineers to explore a new field and in turn help the nation to attain self-sufficiency. We thank the audience for joining us in this initiative and all acknowledging the video and industry. Now I hand over the stage back to Ranjana ma'am. Thank you.
Ranjana, you are muted.
Unmute, please.
Thank you, Colonel Srinath. Ladies and gentlemen, next 3 to 4 minutes or so, let me take you to a journey about DRDO and relevance of introducing MTech course in defense technologies. May I request the host to play the video?
The Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, is the research and development wing of the Ministry of Defense, Government of India. The DRDO is responsible for empowering India with cutting-edge defense technologies. It has the mission to achieve self-reliance in critical defense technologies and systems. So far, the engineering education in the country has had very limited scope for imparting knowledge related to defense and security applications. That is why DRDO has now tied up with AICTE to create a unique course for students. The MTech course in Defense Technology will have 6 specialized streams. These streams will be in the area of combat technology, aeronautics, naval technology, communication systems and sensors, directed energy technology, and high energy materials. With these MTech courses, DRDO hopes to attract students and motivate them to pursue careers in defense research and development. This will in turn enable them to work in the defense industry, whether in PSUs and private companies. DRDO develops defense technologies through its network of laboratories, which are deeply engaged in various disciplines like aeronautics, armaments, electronics, combat vehicles, engineering systems, instrumentation, missiles, advanced computing and simulation, special materials, naval systems, life sciences, and information systems. This vast network of DRDO labs will help students pursuing these MTech courses. The MTech courses have been designed to produce postgraduates who will have the necessary theoretical and experimental knowledge, skill and aptitude in various areas related to defense technology. These courses will give students valuable exposure and equip them with knowledge about various state-of-the-art defense systems and contemporary technologies through lectures and main thesis work. For the last 6 decades, DRDO has been pursuing basic and applied research in collaboration with academia by funding research projects through various mechanisms under its Grant in Aid scheme. People with varying expertise are engaged in defense sector, but there is still a deficiency of education and trained manpower in these areas. It is this gap that the DRDO hopes to fill with the new MTech course. The course will commence at AICTE affiliated institutes and universities in both online and offline formats on specific topics related to defense technology. During the program, the students will also be able to conduct their main thesis work in DRDO labs, defense PSUs and private defense sector companies. This collaborative effort of DRDO, AICTE and the defense industry will generate opportunities for employment, set up new startups in the defense sector, and produce a large pool of skilled and experienced workforce. That in turn will contribute in realizing Prime Minister Modi's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat.
I think the movie brings out fairly well that why we require this MTech course and where we are heading towards, definitely towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. May I request the Secretary DDR&D and Chairman DRDO and Chairman AICTE to launch and release the course syllabi of the subject program. I request them to announce it jointly so that we can
Sir,
do the inauguration.
is visiting from the 12th to 16 July, sir. So they said they would like to meet you and chairman, sir, on 12th. So, sir.
12th, we are not here.
What, sir?
12th
Mr.
July.
Rajendra Bhatia, you are not muted.
My duty.
Sirs, you may announce the inauguration.
My request to Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe ji.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Satish Reddy ji. We jointly announced that this new MTech program in defense technologies is launched. And let us see the curtain opening up. Yeah. MTech in defense technology. This contains syllabi and the guidelines for the institutions to adopt them and then, start from this current academic year if possible.
Let us make it possible to the extent possible, Anil ji.
Yeah, we should do it in this academic year itself.
Yes.
So if required, we should speak to some of the possible institutions where it can run and promote them to apply immediately. Although the last date is over, we will open it up actually for those institutions who are interested. We have next 1 week in our hands.
Yeah. There are anyway, I think 10 or 12 institutes have already, 12 institutes, I think they have shown interest already. And some more are still coming.
Yeah. We will try to rope in as many as possible up to this particular weekend.
Very good. And I am
Thank you
happy
so
that Dr. Baba Kalyani has joined this program. In fact, I wanted him specifically for this program. He is one who says that industry people should be there in academia and learn the specific topics and get trained there, get expertise there and go. There are many people from his side who are there in various places, including our Defense Institute of Advanced Technologies. So that is why I wanted him very specifically here.
We welcome Dr. Baba Kalyani because he is not just an industrialist, but he is also a very strong academician as well. And the kind of support that he gives to his employees to do master's, PhD is just phenomenal. And I think very rarely even a government institution gives that kind of support, which gives it in a private, industry. And that's why his presence here and the kind of work in the area of defense technology that he has been working not only here but setting up several factories is just phenomenal.
Yes.
Thank you,
Rajna.
sirs. Thank you, sirs. So this initiative is supported by the DRDO's top management, DRDO's human resource management, technology management, and to brief about the details of the course, I invite Shri K.S. Varprasad, Director General Human Resources, to speak. Shri Varprasad has been instrumental in successful realization of national missile development programs, including IGMDP program. He has made noteworthy contributions in the fields of missile avionics, airborne fire control systems, including launchers, IIR seekers, FOG sensors, and two-way jam-resistant missile data links, to name a few. May I request you, sir, to please give the brief about the course?
Thank you, Ranjana. Respected Secretary DDR&D and Chairman DRDO and Chairman AICTE Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe sir and Chairman and Managing Director Bharat Forge Limited and IDST President and colleagues from DRDO, very good afternoon. So I will just give a brief about this MTech program, how it has started and what shape it has taken so far. Next. Actually, it is the brain idea of our secretary, and then it is synergized with Chairman AICTE. So the idea of what we are looking today at the DRDO laboratories, where we are pursuing the various defense technologies, if this can be taken to a classroom and the people joining us will have already some introduction to these subjects, I think it will be a great impetus for the total defense technology program. So, and rightly so, it has been chosen. At the BTech level, we are get educated to the basics of every subject. That is essential. At the MTech level, when we are getting specialized, if we get specialized to the specific needs of some organization or organizations, it will really give a very good fruitful result. And with this noble idea, this entire thing has started. Then after this idea came, it did not take much time. Our DG technology management and their team, and they have worked vigorously with all the requisite agencies to start with AICTE. They could get the board approval for this program very fast, and then they have cooperated in finalizing the syllabus, wherein major industries also have participated, DRDO headquarters, and we have taken the IDST teams, and ultimately the draft syllabus, which is inaugurated just before, has been finalized. And then IDST has been playing a major role, Institute for Defense Sciences and Technologies. This is the retired government employees, majority from the DRDO. They have been doing a very good service in this field because they are all the people with varied experience of their service, clubbed from all the R&D institutes in the country. And they have been guiding such courses, one in Pune University and recently in the Gujarat University. And then we thought taking their help will be better. That is what we have suggested to these AICTE recognized institutes to have an understanding with that. And these IDST will have a seamless interaction because they are the people retired from majority from DRDO. They know what expertise in what field available at various DRDO laboratories. They can tap the right resource and they will be able to make these people available for these institutes. I think this will work in a big way. And then, thankful to AICTE, they have included this in the academic program for 21-22, and the syllabus has been uploaded on their web portal. Next. Next. So the objectives of this program are, as I have already told, to develop young aspiring engineers with enriched theoretical and experimental knowledge and the skill, so right to say, ready to use for our technologies directly. And by way of this, the institutes will be developing a pool of skilled human resource can be used anywhere across where defense technologies are pursued. And then to introduce to the student community the contemporary defense technology challenges across the globe and what are the products and what are the security concerns, and then motivate the students to pursue not only the jobs, they may become entrepreneurs, and also they are readily available to join the industry, or they can make their own MSMEs and type of this thing. So these are the broad objectives of this course. Next. Now this course has been planned, MTech in Defense Technologies, and like any other MTech course, it will be specialized. Combat Vehicle Engineering, Aerospace Technology, Naval Technology, Directed Energy Technology, High Energy Material Technology, Communication Systems and Sensors. These are the 6 that we have started now. And there is no need that we have to restrict to this. As the time progresses, maybe some other fields of emerging fields can be added. But like in BTech, the first semester is envisaged to give them the overall, all the specializations have to go through the first semester common, wherein the basics, whatever is required, will be taught. And from the second semester, specialized subject, and third and fourth, dissertation and industrial training. So this is a total 80 credit subject. The course content for each of these specializations has already been worked out, and many elective subjects have been chosen. So there is a scope. Interdisciplinary specializations also can be taken depending upon the interest of the candidate and his vision for his future. Next. Now, in this AICTE, they have played their role already. They have given the approval and administrative support to the institutes, and this course has to start in this academic year. When it comes to the institutes, the program, commencing the program, selecting the students, identifying the faculty, conduct of exams and award of degree, plan and schedule for the program. Now in this, as a DRDO, we wanted to play the support role of offer the facilities available in our laboratories where huge infrastructure is there, which is latest in technology and not available even at some of the places outside also. And all these facilities will be made available. The experiments can be planned, of course, with IDST and institute cooperation. And MTech dissertations they can do on requirement basis. There is no compulsion again. If needed, they can be done. Here we offer IDST services through, because our chairman being the patron for this IDST, they have agreed, they are ready to take all these roles, planning and coordination of the course, because they have the experience, identifying the faculties within and outside DRDO on specific courses, and if any of the institute feel their faculty need training, they can take up the faculty training program, and the coordination for the dissertation work at industries and within DRDO also. So for this, necessarily the institute/university needs to sign an MOU with IDST, because they work on contract this thing basis. Next. Now the basic program outcomes are comprehensive understanding and knowledge in the specialized subjects, creative thinking for innovative design and technical solutions, exposure to modern simulation tools and techniques. These are all the things which are available in the various laboratories and the private industry, and opportunities to get introduced to real life technology challenges. This is what is the unparalleled opportunity that this program will provide to the students, which otherwise they will not be subjected to. Then the overall objective is create a specialized pool of workforce for design and development in defense systems, and ultimately contribute to the national goal of self-reliance in cutting-edge defense technologies and products. Next. So the opportunities will be, as I have brought out in the beginning itself, employment opportunities in the fast expanding defense manufacturing sector within DRDO or DPSUs or private defense industries and ordnance factories, etc. And enough opportunities to commence their own startups. And if some are interested and motivated, they can even take up the business opportunities in the defense sector. So thank you very much. This is what is the little introduction I thought I will give.
Thank you, sir, for outlining the course, bringing out the roles and responsibilities and modalities it will take to implement this forward-looking initiative. Now, to understand the post-course utilization of the trained manpower out of this, may I now invite pioneer in the defense industry in the country, Sri Baba Saheb Neelkant Kalyani, popularly called as Baba Kalyani, Chairman Managing Director, Bharat Forge Limited. Baba Kalyani joined Bharat Forge, a global manufacturing company, in 1972. An alumni of Rashtriya Military School, Belgaum, and BITS Pilani, he did his MS from MIT, US. For his contributions to trade and industry, he was awarded prestigious Padma Bhushan Award. And on 6th June 2018, Government of India has constituted a task force under the chairmanship of Baba Kalyani to study policies related to special economic zone. Over to you, sir, for your blessings and for your directions.
Thank you very much for the introduction. Good evening, Dr. Reddy. Thank you for inviting me here. Good evening, Professor Sahasrabudhe. Thank you for this invitation. And first of all, I have to congratulate both of you. It's a fantastic idea to get this initiative started to launch the MTech programs in defense technology at institutes that are affiliated to the AICTE. It's something that was much needed in our country, much needed for the Honorable Prime Minister's program to make Bharat Atmanirbhar, especially in the area of defense technology. And I think a great initiative by Dr. Satish Reddy as chairman of DRDO to make this happen. There are a couple of things that I would like to talk about. First is the importance of research with education. Our own experience, almost 15 years ago, we started a program with IIT Powai or IIT Mumbai in sending our employees for an MTech program, a similar MTech program, but connected with our business, forging industry, metal forming technology. And IIT Mumbai set up a special program for Bharat Forge. So we were sending 24 students, 24 of our employees who have worked in our company for more than 5 years for a 2-year program at IIT. And we've been doing this for almost now past 13, 14 years. And the results that it has generated in terms of creating the kind of talent and talent pool in our business has been tremendous. And I think this has been one of the major contributory factors for us as a company that has been able to achieve global leadership in our business, especially in the metal forming, forging business, supplying to the automotive and the industrial world almost across the globe. So I think as far as the MTech program in defense technology is concerned, this is a program that will create self-reliance or Atmanirbhar. And fundamentally, I think a lot of people generally don't understand what the real definition of Atmanirbhar is. And I quite remember Dr. Reddy talking about it in some of the discussions that we had. Atmanirbhar fundamentally means that you have to understand the know-how and the know-why of anything that you do. And unless and until you do some amount of research, you will never understand the know-how and know-why. India has been largely associated with Indian companies, especially in business, associated with always getting technology through some kind of technology transfer, joint venture agreements. But when you do something like that, you never get the know-why of things. And unless you have the know-why of things, you will never be able to create intellectual property within the country. And I think if India wants to become Atmanirbhar, if India wants to achieve the dreams that our Honorable Prime Minister has put in front of all of us, and this is not related only to the field of defense, but related to any field, I think understanding the know-why of things becomes extremely important. And I think this is a great initiative that has been started by both of you, by both the organizations, to create a talent pool within the country. Now, this talent pool, my own experience tells me, especially since you're going to allow them to work and use some of the laboratory facilities that are available in the defense R&D system, apart from the facilities available in the engineering institutions of AICTE, is going to create a huge force multiplier in getting technology and understanding of anything. So I see this as not just some couple of hundred engineers or people getting an MTech and understanding technologies in the various fields of defense that have just been explained to us, but this will create something like a 5x, 10x force multiplier, because you're going to have a lot of faculty at these institutes, whether there are 10, 12, 15 institutes who are going to get involved with defense technology. You're going to get a lot of people from the IDST system who have experience and knowledge of this defense technology and products, having worked in various labs. And then, of course, you have the entire DRDO ecosystem, which to my mind, we work with many of the DRDO labs, and I have never seen better qualified people in their fields than what we see in the DRDO labs. They're just amazing level of technology and knowledge. Now, if we can multiply this through this system that you're putting in for educating young people, and I hope some of these young people have worked in industry before they come for the MTech program, it will really create the kind of force multiplier that we have, where it will allow us to understand the know-why of things, and that will allow us to get intellectual property in the country. We already know that we have in our country a huge number of R&D labs, R&D institutions that belong to a lot of MNCs. India, I think, in terms of statistics and data, generates something like 30-35% of the research that MNCs do. But all this research that the MNCs do in India is not connected with know-why. It is just using human arbitrage and low-cost manpower to do the work that they otherwise would find it very expensive to do in their own country. So although we can call it research, but there is very little of know-why that comes out of this. And I think this initiative of yours that you have set up will clearly help us towards moving in this direction. And the programs that were just announced, combat vehicle engineering, aerospace technology, naval technology. Naval technology is a very classic example. We build a lot of ships in India. We have a lot of shipbuilding yards, but we only build the outside of the ship. Whatever goes inside the ship comes from abroad. So, and that is a clear example of how the know-why is missing in most of the things, whether it is, the equipment that is used for firepower, or the equipment that's used for moving the ship, or the equipment that's used for navigating the ship. Everything comes from abroad. All we do is the hull, largely. And I think this is something that needs to change in India. And I hope that these initiatives will really change this. You have a lot of new technology and high technology programs, sensor directed energy technology, high energy materials technology. I think very important for this country. If we want to become a major economic power, if we want to achieve the dream that our Honorable Prime Minister has put in front of us, to make India a $5 trillion economy, to make it count in the League of Nations in this world, then I think the only way we can do it is by having a large amount of people with talent, and talent in technology and technology areas. So, Professor Sahasrabudhe, my heartiest congratulations to you. Dr. Reddy, my heartiest congratulations in getting this done. I think it's very, very amazing. And building a self-reliant India and Atmanirbhar Bharat is a journey that we Indians are fully committed to this mission. And I take this opportunity to wish you all the very best, to wish all the enrolling students all the very best going forward for this wonderful program and course. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. I think nobody could explain the importance of know why and know how better than this. Thank you so much, sir. And I'm sure it is clarified to a lot of student participants who are there online with us, who have joined us this program. And they must have been having a lot of doubts and they have been addressed. Now it gives me immense pleasure to invite Professor Anil D. Sahasrabudhe, Chairman AICTE, to deliver the keynote address on the subject course program. He has been bestowed with several awards of national and international repute.
Madam, chhod dijiye. That's good enough.
Sir, I'll just take less than a minute. He has been bestowed with several awards of national and international repute. He is also the chairman of DSR, Empowered Committee of UGC and SWAYAM Board. He has held several important academic, research and administrative positions at IISc, Bangalore, TCS, NERIST and IIT Guwahati and COEP. Sir, over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. At the outset, I should first compliment Dr. Baba Kalyani, who is the chairman MD for Bharat Forge, to spare his time and come along with AICT and DRDO while launching this particular program. And I'm very excited because someone who has actually practically done things when he speaks that language, that is going from heart to heart. And that's why, first of all, my compliments.
Thank
Dr.
you, sir.
Satish Reddy, as soon as he took over as chairman of DRDO and Secretary of the Defense, he was the one who immediately contacted me and I said that we need to become Atmanirbhar in defense technologies, and we don't have any course of that nature, except that sketchily something happens in DIAT in Pune. Otherwise, there is nothing. So he put in a couple of people from his organization. Dr. Pathak used to come regularly here. And then we said we will certainly work on that front. And it took little longer than a year or so, and pandemic probably delayed a little bit. It should have happened last year itself. But nevertheless, better late than never. So we have made it happen. So thank you, Dr. Satish Reddy, for inspiring this kind of a thing to be done. Dr. Ranjana, been a big, very nice host. Dr. Shiv Prasad beautifully explained the how, why, and how we have to go forward in this particular domain and all the possibilities, challenges, opportunities that exist in this MTech in defense technology, which is leading to the Atmanirbharta of India in terms of defense technologies. And the 6 chosen programs, they are very, very vital and important. The first 3 of them, in fact, whether it is the land, where combat vehicles, keep going, so it is on basis of land. Then there is something in the air, so what is related with aerospace technologies. The third one in the waters, so land, water, and air, all the 3 elements are covered here, where defense is required. If our country needs to be secure, all of these 3 are very significantly important. So combat vehicles, aerospace technologies, and naval technologies. But each one of them, we have a lot of spin-off benefits. When we talk about combat vehicles in very difficult terrain, whether it is in snow or whether it is in the desert or in very difficult places, it also creates technologies for use of the automotive industry. So many of these things will have spin-off benefits. Same is the case with naval. Dr. Baba Kalyani rightly pointed out, Navy, naval ports, naval technologies are so important. It is not just the development of the hull, but also all the things that go inside. We should become Atmanirbhar. But blue economy, which we are often talking about, the world, 3/4 of the world is all covered with water. So what are we going to do with not only surface, but even deep inside? Naval technologies have a lot of applications in submarines and other places. Therefore, even in routine fishing, etc., how do we connect between on one side defense and on the other side civilian applications? I think these spin-off things are very, very important. And then comes the 2 energy things, directed energy as well as high energy materials. They are required for a variety of activities. It's not just for missiles that the high energy material is required, but for creating tunnels, we need to have a blast which is very, very regulated, and therefore study of all of this becomes very significant and important. So these technologies not only are going to be helpful for our own defense and Atmanirbharta in defense, but there are spin-offs. Of course, as far as communication is concerned, we are today talking about from 4G to migrating to 5G. Tomorrow, day after tomorrow, we will also talk about 6G. So all of these which are useful in DRDO applications have civilian application counterparts. And that's why when we opened it up, many people said that how many jobs are going to be available in this area? So why should such MTech programs be started? Many such questions were raised by some of the stakeholders. We kept on answering them that it is not just for the sake of defense. Certainly it is important. We are importing huge quantum of foreign resources spent on that. Instead of that, we will become Atmanirbhar. We will save so much of money is one side. Huge number of jobs are available, both not just in government sector, but many industries like Bharat Forge. We have L&T, we have a huge number of private industries who are supplying these parts. So they also require trained manpower. And that's why this training and this master's program is going to be very useful and important for job and not just employability, but I'm coming to the other aspect of entrepreneurship. If students who go through this will realize that there are small components, sometimes there are a lot of large systems, but in that huge number of small components are there, which are also expensive and which are all imported. Why can't I make Atmanirbhar by becoming an entrepreneur and developing that technology and creating a startup which will start supplying to our own national medium? I think these are ideas which will crop up in the minds of the students, and that's why this is very, very significant. And one thing which I have found is compared to any other thing in defense, the integration of different types of systems, systems engineering as we what we call, is very robust, whether it is in space science, whether it is in the DRDO or in atomic energy. These are areas where, compared to any other industry, the systems engineering plays a very vital role because they connect between different disciplines. Multidisciplinarity, which the new education policy talks about, is in most robust form. And that's why when students go through such programs of masters, it is not only that they will become capable in defense technologies, but their whole thinking will change. Actually, what we often say design thinking, design thinking, systems engineering, which is important for any industry for that matter. Forget about defense sector, but these students will become highly employable in any other industry. They will become entrepreneurs and create many other jobs which are beyond defense. And that's why I'm saying that this program has so much value that as soon as Dr. Satish Reddy just gave me a call, we are good friends for a long time, and then we will immediately start chartering our journey. And my own people from AICTE, Dr. Malkhedi ji took great interest, and all others. Now one person from Army itself, Colonel Srinath is with us as in the administration. They are all supported this whole initiative. And I'm sure all the institutions who are listening to us, they will understand this. And Babaji, you already said about research, but education is all about life. And if life and education are so deeply connected, in that case, we require two other things, which is research and innovation. So unless we equip ourselves with research, in life, we will not be able to progress. We'll remain where we are. So it is not just in academic institutions, but even in normal life. Even in the case of ordinary, houses or homes where homemakers, they keep innovating, they keep doing some new research and feed us some new dishes. And that's how research is fundamental to the human psyche itself. It is not just for the purposes of educational institutions for earning PhDs and getting jobs, but life progresses. The whole 16th, 17th century onwards, whatever industrial revolution began, and to industry 4.0, to what we will probably get into industry 5.0, I think research and innovation are two twin sides, of the coin, which are very important for education and life. And I'm sure IDST with its all disciplines of planning, coordination, helping in getting faculty, training of faculty, and then providing opportunities of internship in industry, both government as well as private. All of this is going to be a very exciting journey for all of us. And I thank once again all our colleagues, both in DRDO and AICTE, for helping to make this happen. The curriculum has been developed very beautifully. And we will certainly create even the MOOC courses so that in some places, if DRDO scientists may not be able to reach, we will create MOOC courses through the SWAYAM portal, which AICT developed and which MHRD is continuing MOE. And that also will be available for students in remote areas to learn from all of this. With this, I conclude. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for your encouraging words of wisdom. Future is to be built in these organizations. Design thinking, system engineering, and multidisciplinarity. These are the ways to go. Thank you so much, sir. May I now humbly request Secretary, Department of Defense R&D and Chairman DRDO to enlighten the participants on his vision about the program. Dr. G. Satish Reddy, Secretary DDR&D, spearheads indigenous development of defense systems and technologies, a visionary and institution builder. This technology leadership has deeply impacted the development of best-in-class systems of the Indian Armed Forces. He has received numerous awards, including American Institute of Aeronautics and Astronautics Missile Systems Award. He is the first scientist outside USA to have received this award. He is also the recipient of Silver Medal from Royal Aeronautical Society in 2015. And he is the first Indian in 100 years to have been conferred the honorary fellowship in 2019 from Royal Aeronautical Society. Apart from these recognitions, I will not list out the national awards which have been conferred many, and they're all of very high.
Thank you, Anjana.
Operator on defense technologies. His initiatives of bringing major reforms are noteworthy and has laid the foundations towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Anjana. Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe, Chairman AICTE, Dr. Baba Kalyani, Chairman and Managing Director, Bharat Forge Limited, the Director General HR, DRDO, Dr. Varaprasad, the Director General Technology Management, Dr. Haribabu Srivatsav, Malkadeji from AICTE, and Kalla Srinath, Dr. Pathak, Ranjana, and all the other participants from DRDO, AICTE, IDST, and then the Vice Chancellors, Principals, Deans, Faculty, and students from various academic institutes across the country. Very good afternoon and namaskar to all of you. First of all, I profusely thank Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe, who has played a very important role in this course coming up in various institutes across the country. When I just called him and said about the idea, I don't think he has taken even a second to say, yes, let us do it and let us work on it. And then he has put the team, our teams have worked. And as Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe said, it should have come up actually last year itself, but for the pandemic. But then nothing is too late and it is starting this year. Congratulations to AICTE and the teams from DRDO and the IDST people who have brought it to this shape, and today we are able to launch this program. As Dr. Baba Kalyani was saying, it is very important for any nation in the defense technologies to have the complete hold. As I said, know-how and know-why. Any system, it becomes completely indigenous if you are having the capability of designing, developing, and producing here in the country. This country, there is no depth of talent. It is only the right mechanisms what we have to create here to make sure that that talent is utilized properly. The industries are able to come up in this country now to the extent to produce world's best systems. Look at the example of Bharat Forge Limited. Bharat Forge Limited and DRDO have worked together, and today this country has produced in the 155 mm class the world's longest range gun produced by this country, which has come up from the factory of Bharat Forge Limited. So this is one of the examples what we are seeing. This country has the talent and necessary mechanisms when they are created, this country is able to produce. And the Prime Minister continuously says that why with such a talent in this country, why we need to import a lot of things from outside? Can't we develop? Can't we design them? Can't we produce them in the country? That is how he brought the concept of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and also has been continuously is the force behind the defense here to see that there is a positive list that all these items will be able to produce only in this country. That is how number of series of lists of items to produce in this country are coming up. And continuously there has been an encouragement for the industries to come up here, for the startups to come up here, to produce all these systems within the country itself. That's how it has been, there has been a trust that the skill development in the country should be there. The skill development in the defense technology should be there in the country. The academic institutes in the country should be able to produce experts in the defense technologies. In fact, Honorable Prime Minister, when we presented to him about the various developments and academic interactions, where are the courses, when the courses are coming up in various academic institutes in the defense technologies, one of the questions, and he has asked us to push this to come up with the courses in the defense technologies across the country. Honorable Raksha Mantri has been continuously following it. In fact, just about an hour back, he congratulated AICTE and DRDO for this speech and asked me to convey his best wishes to all of you that you are starting such a program today. It's very important that in any country, it is the fundamental from the academic institutes, everything starts. The research, the skill, the right-minded students who come out with the necessary technological background and come up in the life. If you look at the defense technologies today, in the last couple of years, the industries which have come up, the startups which have come up, in fact, that is one of the important aspects. Earlier, the youth, the youngsters who come out of the colleges, mostly have been looking into the ICT area, information communication technology area. Whereas today, people are working on core areas of defense technology. They're working on materials. They're working on propulsion technologies. Talk about many of these technologies today, there are lots of startups which have come up. There is a good encouragement and there is a sea change is happening in the mindset of our youngsters, and they're coming out, and every day they're coming out with number of problems which are connected to this. See, till a couple of years back, whoever is working in the defense technologies, you actually study the basic technologies in the colleges, institutions, and come out to the laboratories and start learning the defense technology subject in the laboratories. This is how it has happened, including me. So whereas now, these courses, if you are able to introduce in the academic institute, you are having the necessary background, necessary all theoretical background, some amount of practical background, and then you are able to come up and work in the laboratories, factories, wherever it is, and take on from there. That's the basic idea, and that's how we could work today and come out these courses. And I should definitely compliment IDST for having worked out in detail the syllabus and the people for teaching across the country, whoever is retired from DRDO, collecting all them, making them and giving the complete names to IICT so that they are able to teach in these institutions across the country. Along with our DRDO team, they worked out the complete details, and they have an important role to play now onwards also, continuously monitoring, continuously seeing how the courses are running well, and if there is any requirement to update this syllabus, all this role ID has to continuously play along with AICT. This is one of the important things. Secondly, for the students who are actually joining these courses, I request all the DRDO laboratories and I actually request our Director General HR here that for their second year project work, we should provide all those project works in the DRDO laboratories wherever there is a requirement. Yes, they also can join the industry and work in the industry also. But if you are working on mostly an R&D project or something like that, and the laboratories are the most suited places, and so we should actually give provision to all these people to work, and maybe even the faculty also can come along with them, whoever is guiding them, so that he also gets the necessary knowledge and everything from there. And also I want to tell here, today the opportunities are enormous. As the industries are coming up in a big way, and they're going to come up in a big way, lots of products, whether whatever Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe has said, land, air, and sea, and all other new technologies, lots of systems, lots of industries, and lots of job requirements are coming in this. People can join in the industry. This is number one. Number two, all these students can come out with their own startups also. DRDO has come out with a good scheme to promote the startups into the defense technologies. There is a scheme called, all of you can go through the website, Technology Development Funding, wherein specifically for the students who are just coming out of the colleges, the problems are also defined and a lot more problems will be defined. They can take up the problem, show their capability, link up with a incubation center in that institution or university, wherever it is, and then you can take funding from DRDO for developing that particular technology or the system. Large number of students can be encouraged, and we want to encourage. We are conducting seminars across the country to promote this scheme, to make sure that many students are able to come out and startups and joining and come out with the industries and come out with innovative products. This is what we are looking at, and that's how this TDF scheme is. It can actually fund up to 10 crore rupees. So this is one of the schemes where if you are trying to develop some system or technologies are as a replacement to the systems which are being imported today, and you will be able to get this funding and you can work in the incubation center and produce it for the country, and the same system later the armed forces and others will be placing order on your industry, whatever industry you are working or your industry is there. So this is one of the schemes, you can go through it and utilize it. I request many more institutes to join and adopt this and have these MTech courses as soon as possible, and try to see that large pool of students are coming out. Faculty also gets benefited, and in that academic institutes, a lot of research can happen in the advanced technologies of defense. See, friends, one thing is very important. Today, we have to produce a world-class system, state-of-the-art system, or first of its kind system. We cannot be happy to produce just for our armed forces in this country. It will not be lasting for long. Our product, we should be able to sell it all over the world. If you want to sell your product all over the world, the product has to be really a state-of-the-art and low price and quality product. Then you are able to sell it all over the world. For that, we should come out with innovative technologies or first of its kind technologies. These are the ones which have to come, and they have to emerge from the academic institute. And so this is one of the important mechanisms by which it facilitates the academic institutes to come out, to work on the defense technologies and produce the skill set and produce number of students in these technologies which nation is looking for. So I request all the institutes in the country to use this mechanism and create students in the MTech courses by incorporating those courses in your institutions and produce lot many people and lot of technologies in the country. I once again thank AICT, especially my friend Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe and also Dr. Baba Kalyani for joining this and supporting this program. And I request all of them, all of the institutes to use this scheme. Thank you very much. Jai Hind. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir, for taking all the initiatives which will produce results, not just in the near future, but they will form the long-term baselines for this country to grow further. And it will form a foundation of defense ecosystem development in a very, very long term. May I now request Shri Kailash Pathak, Director DFPM, Headquarters DRDO, for vote of thanks. Dr. Pathak has been contributing to the development of this framework, the policy, and the planning and execution of this particular initiative. Over to you, Dr. Pathak.
Thank you, Madam. So, respected Dr. G. Satish Reddy, Secretary DD R&D and Chairman DRDO, Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe, Chairman AICT, Shri Baba Kalyani, Chairman and Managing Director, Bharat Forge Limited, Dr. K. Varprasad, PG HR DRDO, Shri Haribabu Srivastav, Director General Technology Management, Dr. Chetan Dhamijani, President IDST, Colonel A. Srinath, Director Policy and Academic Planning PNP, AICTE, and all dignitaries who have been joining this event through YouTube. So good afternoon to all of you. I, on behalf of DRDO and AICTE, sincerely thank all panelists for sparing time out of their busy schedule to grace the launch event of MTech program in defense technology. I also express gratitude to all dignitaries and inspiring students who have joined this event through YouTube. Dr. G. Satish Reddy, Chairman DRDO, and Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe have constantly provided their visionary guidance and directions to us throughout the evolving process and creating this unique MTech program in defense technology. As it has been highlighted and it has been brought out by all our eminent speakers, that yes, this course is an unique course which will bring a lot of opportunities to the students and take us through the self-reliance. The inspiring talks given by eminent panelists Dr. G. Satish Reddy, Shri Baba Kalyani, and Professor Anil Sahasrabudhe will certainly electrify and motivate young scientists, students for taking up this MTech program for building their professional career in defense sector and would able to contribute in Atmanirbhar Bharat mission of the country as confidence given by our speakers. I feel privileged to acknowledge our colleagues from the DRDO, our Director Generals and Directors of DRDO for framing syllabi and structure of MTech program. I thank all AICT departments who have given us continuous support and our team DRDO to basically their efforts for creating syllabi and structure of this program and conducting this event. I thank Dr. Ranjana for wonderful anchoring and host of this launch event. I also appreciate our director DesiDoc DRDO who publishes our actually documents and videos. So thank you their team. And I also thank to those who have helped in this collaborative program as background contributors from AICTE, industries, IDST and DRDO. And I would like to share at the end a quote by our beloved Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam that educationalists should build the capacities of the spirit of inquiry, creativity, entrepreneurial, and moral leadership among students and become their role model. So, sir, with this, I thanks all the panelists and the participants for be with us for this special occasion of launching the program. And Jai Hind. Over to Madam Ranjana.
Thank you, sirs. Once again, from on behalf of DRDO and AICT, we sign off now and wish all the best AICT to conduct this program. Thank you so much, sirs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All the best. Thank you. Namaskar.